Yo, 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 it's your boy Mark Goodman, aka the voice box of the block. I'm back with another one. You know, I'm jumping in the window like, bro, man, what's happening? I'm having a great evening. Now I'm having a great night, man. I have a special guest, man. He go by the name of Special K is in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, man. Special K, comedian, radio personality. What else?
Writer.
Wonderful
writer.
Producer.
All of that.
All of that
above. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm feeling good, man. Just got off a flight. Just got home. And so I'm good, man. I'm good. About to start part 2 of my night.
I always ask people moving around, how you dodging COVID? Are you healthy? Is everything okay with that?
Yeah, well, I'm back and forth between Atlanta and Dallas every other week. So I got a test every time I get ready to go to Dallas. So as of the 8th, which is 3 days ago, I'm good. So I got to test again. So I'll test again tomorrow. I test before I go and I test before I get back. But I already had it supposedly back in September, but I didn't have any symptoms or anything. I just had to quarantine for a few days.
Really?
And so I'm think I'm good.
Good. That's great, guys. Great. I'm glad you had no symptoms, and I'm glad quarantine went well because COVID has bothered others more than some. But we get into that later. But now it's time to talk about you, man. Let's start from the beginning, man. Where are you originally from? You originally from Atlanta?
I like to say I'm originally from Decatur, Georgia. Not technically originally. I was born in Philadelphia.
Okay.
But I was raised in Decatur. I've been a Georgia resident since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So this is home for me. Even though I wasn't technically born here, on my birth certificate to say Philadelphia, but
right.
I claim Decatur. I claim Decatur, Georgia.
Decatur. That's okay. That's good because you've been there since you was like 5. So I mean that you
since I was a little shorty, man.
Yeah,
since I was a little.
You born in, man. Because a lot of people say they from that way. They say they be from Augusta.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely from the Metro Atlanta area for sure.
Right. So what got you in the stand up and comedian? Being a comedian, is that your passion or is it something you stumbled across?
No, man. I used to be a heckler in the early 90s. I was going to comedy clubs. I was one of them dudes be in the back talking shit to the comedians, and I was one of them getting asked to leave the club.
Right.
I always been a funny dude, but I didn't really think I was going to be a comedian. You know what I mean? I went to the military.
Wow.
When I got out of high school.
Okay.
And so I did a little bit in the Marine Reserves. Then I did a 4-year hitch in the Air Force. And then that's when I discovered.
How was the service? Like talking about how was the Marine? It was tough.
I mean, it was a pretty easy ride, man. I mean, going through Marine Corps boot camp and training and all of that for like a little less than 2 years. That was a different experience at 18. That was something. That was something to remember. I ain't gonna lie. But I got actively recruited to the Air Force after that.
Okay.
Right after that, I went straight from that into the Air Force. And the Air Force is really cool because I was an administrative job. I had an administrative job. So,
wow,
that's just like working at a regular, like a regular job, stationed in South Florida. So it was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Like, life was good down there. And then that's when I discovered entertainment. While I was in the Air Force, I discovered the world of entertainment. Right. But I wasn't doing stand-up. I was doing other type of entertainment. So
you speak on other type of entertainment? I mean, we here. You're in Greenwood, South Carolina. You know,
Yeah, we talk about it on the radio all the time. We talked about it this week.
Yeah.
We did a big thing about it on the radio. Did you hear the show this week?
Not this week, the 9th. I heard the 9th show. On the 9th, I heard.
We talked about my early beginnings in entertainment. You know, I don't know. Just you seen the movie Magic Mike. I see. Yeah, that type of situation. So
how long that ride last?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, so you were seasoned.
Almost 10 years, yeah. Veteran.
So what transitioned you from that to actually?
Honestly, that story is I told that story when I was a guest on the Monique show. I don't know if you remember Monique, but she had a talk show on BET.
Yes.
And I was when I was a guest on there, and we talked about it because she used to actually be one of our MCs when I was in that world. And we talked about that's how we met. And Samore was our main MC.
Yes.
And at the time, she was just starting to blow up from her Def Jam appearances. And, you know, I was part of the group. She was the MC. And then when she started blowing up in comedy, she started having to go on the road a lot to do shows. And so somebody had to step up and fill in as the MC. So that's when we decided I would be an alternate MC because, you know, I kind of had the personality for it and kind of, I don't know. It was just a natural thing. I wasn't afraid to get on stage and grab the mic and talk shit to the ladies, whatever.
Right.
And so, and when she saw me doing that, I remember she saw me MC and she was like, bro, she was like, man, you funny. She was like, she was like, why aren't you doing stand-up? She said, you need to do comedy. And I said, well, I kind of like doing this. She was like, she said, look, dude, she said, you need to do stand-up because you're really funny and you're really like a natural.
Right.
She said, you're natural. And so she said, look, work on your craft, get you some time up and you can go on the road with me. Cause you know, she was starting to do big shows.
Yes.
And I said, you know what the hell, you know? So I jumped out there and hit the comedy club, man, and started, feeling my way around the comedy thing. This is like 97, 98.
Right.
Hitting the comedy thing. And, you know, got me a little confidence up. Got a little good.
Yeah.
And, went through some rough, had some rough times. Like everybody will start off, it ain't good in the beginning. It's ugly in the beginning, you know.
Exactly.
But I went through that and then I got a little good. And then she started doing shows on the road.
And I'm glad you brought
on the road with her. So that's what I started out with. For the first 2 years I was doing comedy, that's what I was going out. I was her opening act.
And I'm glad you brought that up about being rough at the beginning. How do you, as a comedian, how you deal with the rough at the beginning? How you deal with it to keep going?
So yeah, that's when you first bomb, that may be the most humiliated you've ever been in life.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the stage in front of 300 people and everybody in the room just hates what you're doing and looking at you like, why are you up there? And I never suffered. Okay, I have gotten booed before. There used to be a comedy night down here, Club 559. Bruce was the host.
Yeah.
And that was known as the roughest spot in the ATL to do comedy. That was one of the roughest places in America to do comedy. I mean, 559 wasn't no joke. Like, them Negroes, they came out there just to boo people. And that was rough. But at the actual comedy club, it was more embarrassing than anything else to go up there and think you got something and you ain't got nothing.
Right.
But they wouldn't boo you unless you deserved it. I mean, you earned it. It ain't like they were just, so like you earned it. But that'll either break you or to make you get better.
Right.
And with me, it made me get better because I did not want to feel that again. When that happened, when it went bad, I said, okay, whatever I do, I'm not going to feel that again. So from that point on, I mean, I can honestly say the times I've had those kind of nights, I could really count on one hand.
Right.
And that's 20 plus years of doing this.
Absolute story.
But yeah, that's the toughest part.
So I'm asking you a question. What would you say you learned from those 4 or 5 times?
Not the suck.
Yeah.
Don't get up there and suck.
Okay.
Don't get up there. I mean, make sure that whatever you gonna say, make sure that shit gonna hit.
Right.
And you learn how to read the room. You learn when to go up. You learn when not to go up. You learn if you're going behind a certain person. Like, right. And coming up in Atlanta comedy, Atlanta is one of the premier comedy cities because you learn how to be good. Absolutely. Because so many people here are good. In that era when I was coming up. Right. You know, and you had a club that was hosted by Earthquake. You had a club that was hosted by Bruce. You had a club that was hosted by Zuman. I mean, you had Tyler Craig. I mean, dude, you had people out here that was really like monsters on that stage that you had. If they was hosting, you had to come out and follow that.
Man, you know, Chris Tucker had a comedy
club here.
How can you follow it? If you were young, if you were a young bull coming up,
you gonna figure it out. I mean, when Chris Tucker had his club here, you know, he would come in sometimes and host. So he would just come in and do just some time. He would go in and just get on stage and do some time. Right. And at the time, this is like rush hour, money talks. So Chris was like way up there. And if he come in and decide he want to do 30 minutes ahead of you, but you still got to go on, you better figure it out. You know, you better figure it out. So you get good. You either get good or you quit.
Right. So
and it ain't no. I don't understand these people do these comedy workshops and all that shit. Either you got it or you don't. You can't teach that.
Right.
You can teach people how to tell a joke, but you can't teach people how to have that thing that it takes to do this on a bunch of different levels, from the white clubs to the black clubs to the theaters to the cigar bars to the sports bar to the bowling alleys, to all the family reunions and backyard parties and all the places that you do comedy at when you coming up. You know, because I've done comedy everywhere, like everywhere. I've done comedy in every situation you can imagine. The only place I haven't, I even did comedy at funerals.
Wow.
You know? So
who ran that gig in a funeral? I guess somebody wanted to laugh, I guess, right?
No, well, what happened is, we've lost some comedians, over the last couple of years, over the last 2 years. We lost several comedians. Big Ron, Tyler Craig, Skull Bubble, I mean, we've lost comics, you know? And what happens is when we go to these comedian funerals and a bunch of comics is there and we get up there and start talking, it automatically kind of turns into, it turns into what it turns into.
Yeah.
Bruce, he eulogized when his mom passed about 7 or 8 years ago. Bruce eulogized his mother, and it was one of the funniest funerals I ever been to, because he got up there and he was Bruce.
Wow.
Bruce is one of the most hilarious people I know, and he got up there and he told stories about him and his mom, and I mean, Bruce was killing it. When we did Tyler Craig's funeral, you know Tyler?
Yeah.
Did you know Tyler?
Yeah. I think I'm talking about the same person. Yeah, definitely.
And Tyler, the moral of the story, with the dreads and all that.
Yeah.
And when he passed, was it last year, the year before last year? I mean, it was a tragedy. I mean, it was because we was very close, And but his funeral, it turned into, you had like 15 comics went up one after the other. Talking, eulogizing Tyler, but everybody was trying to outdo the person who went before them.
Right.
So we were just up there just killing it. And yeah, man. So Yeah, I forgot the question you asked.
Nah, you good. Now, good. Now, moving on. I'm trying to moving on. How do you get into radio?
I started doing radio in '96 on an all-white station. It was a lily white radio station. I was the only spot in there. other than a couple of salespeople, I was the only. And I used to call. It was a talk show, and I used to call in to the talk show.
Right.
And I used to call in just because I was into talk radio. I used to like listening to talk radio, so I would call into the show.
Right.
And I would just call it in, just talking, just being funny with the host or whatever. Yeah. And they got to liking me so much that they invited me to come down. This was when the first Freaknik came to Atlanta. Yeah. And they invited me to come down, and they did a live broadcast.
Why you stated? Why I hate I missed the Freaknik, man. I was a little too young for that era. That was great. My sister talked about
that's when Atlanta turned up. That's when Atlanta got on the map. I'm not even gonna lie. That's when Atlanta got on the map.
I believe it. I heard.
This was '96. That first Freaknik.
Yeah.
And they asked me to come down and be a part of their live broadcast and explain to the white people in Atlanta what was going on with the Freaknik. They called me a hood correspondent. So I was the correspondent from the hood to explain to the white folks what was going on.
Right.
And that led to an actual job, and that's when I got my first writing gig. I was writing for that show, writing bits and just different sketches. And I would come on and be, do my character and all that. And that lasted about 99, I guess. And that's when kind of got in some trouble with that's when I kind of got in some trouble with the feds and went away for a year and a half.
Okay.
2000, 2001, I came back. Went away from 2000 to 2001. Came back in 01 and just picked it back up from there.
Okay. And so when you picked it back up, go ahead. I'm sorry. I
started back doing comedy, man. I just got back out, did Comedy View a couple of times. I hit New Orleans in 01. I hit Miami in 02. I had already did it in LA. I think I did it. Yeah, I did it 3 times. And then I just started picking it back up. And then me and Ricky hooked up around. My manager, my best friend who was kind of managing me, had started working with Ricky as a road manager. And another person who had managed me before also was working with Ricky. And she, the two of them, had both told me, hey, man, you and Ricky would be a good fit. You need to go over to Birmingham and do a weekend with him and get to, try to build up like a rapport. And so I went over to Birmingham. He was hosting this club called the Cobblestone.
Right.
And this was before he hosted Comedy View or any of that. So he was just the host of the comedy club. He was driving a dark green Jeep Cherokee with a cracked windshield. He was for real.
Yeah.
He was working on the morning show over in Birmingham. He was working on the Buck Wild morning show. He was basically in the position that I was in on his show. Okay. So he was like the comedian sidekick on the radio show. Okay. And so I went over, we worked that weekend. He gave me some tips, gave me some pointers, told me things about, hey man, how to dress, how to tone down some of the language and all of that.
Yeah.
And we were just cool. And then about a year later, it wasn't even about a year later. That was in like 90. That was in 90 something. We didn't hook back up till about 6 years later.
Yeah, right.
I would see him periodically coming in town.
For the old Selmo 8.
Yeah. Well, we hooked back up in 06, 07.
Okay.
And he was on the road, and my manager was like, look, I'm gonna put you on some of these shows with Ricky. And he really liked, he liked the way I would dress on the show, because I would always dress nice. he was like, man, you got a fly ass style. Like, I like the way you dress, man. I like the way you know. He said a lot of these comics should be coming out here looking like anything, but you actually put some thought into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he was like, I was doing this bit about Walmart. I had this Walmart joke that I would use as my closer. And it was a long joke. And he was like, man, I love that joke, man. That is so good. That's so good. And we tell this story on the air too. He said, man, I want to buy that joke from you. Cause like big comedians do that. Yeah. They'll like offer a lesser known comedian if they like a bit that you do. They'll say, hey man, let me buy that bit from you.
I've heard that.
You show me how to do it. You write it out for me or whatever. I give you X amount of dollars, and then it becomes my joke.
Yeah,
that happens a lot.
I've heard that.
It's not no unusual thing. So he gave me the money for the joke. I think it was like $3,000. He gave me the money for the joke.
Wow.
And then he never ended up doing it because he said it's too damn long. I can't remember it. He tried it one time and said, fuck it. He said, just keep the money. He said, man, just keep the money. I want to finish doing the damn joke. By this time, he was getting money. So he was like, man, just keep the money. Just keep doing the joke. I ain't even worried about it.
Yeah.
So around that same time, he was like, look, man, I just got this radio show in Dallas. And we were on the road together already. He said, what, man, why don't you come to Dallas? He said, because we really looking for I'm looking for new ideas for this radio show. Cause I really want to, take this thing to the next level.
Right.
and you got like a lot of creative ideas. So he's like, man, just come hang out for like a week. Just come sit in the studio and just hang out with us. It was him, Head Crack, Rock T, and Gary.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of chicks on there. So it was just kind of a group of people, man. And they were just really trying to put it together. It was only in Dallas.
Yeah.
So I went down there for a week, hung out. Then I think I hung out for another week. And that's when we came up with Bernie Jenkins church announcements. That's when we came up with Paternity Test Tuesday. That's when we came up with a little bit after that, we came up with Special K doing news you can't use.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I love. News you can't use. And
news you can't use. Top 5. We recorded a bunch of prank calls.
What about the men law? I love it when you talk about the men law. You do that.
Man law violations. Yeah. So what ended up happening was he was like, look, man, he liked what I was bringing to the show.
Right.
Because he was really trying to get some notoriety for the show, and we started really killing it in Dallas.
Right.
Like we just brought an energy that nobody else was bringing, and we started killing that shit in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because we were doing things wasn't nobody else doing. Like one morning we did something crazy. Like we had two of our well-known bits that we did on the air. It was Domestic Violence Month. And we have been talking to women all month about domestic violence. And we had we had a couple that came up there to get counseling.
Okay.
Like we had a girl that said her boyfriend was jumping on her. And so we said, well, we're gonna invite the girl up here so we could talk to her and give her some guidance and all that.
Okay.
And then we faked like her boyfriend was calling up mad that she was on the radio talking about their relationship.
Right.
So we said, well, why don't you come up here and let us try to talk to you and get your head right.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know. He said, I'm gonna come up there. I'm gonna whoop somebody's ass. We were like, well, bro, come on up here then. Now, mind you, this whole thing is fake.
Mm-hmm.
So we faked like the dude came up there.
Right.
Now, we had like an intern or somebody just come in there and start yelling in the studio.
Right.
And we started like knocking boxes around and everything and had girls screaming and all that.
Right.
And we said, we got to go to commercial. We got to go to commercial. Call the police. Right. Call the police. We got to go to commercial. Right. How about somebody actually called the police? Because we were doing the show in the mall. The station was in the mall.
Right.
In the Valley Mall. And people could come and look in the glass and watch us doing the show. Somebody actually called the cops. They called the Dallas police.
Wow.
Police came from everywhere. They showed up thinking we had a big fight going on in the studio.
Wow.
We was too scared to tell him we was faking it. So we had our producer go out and tell him that Buddy had left.
Right.
They were like, well, what kind of car was he driving? So we just lying on top of lies.
Yeah.
And so, so that was the first big one we did. And the second big one we did, we changed the music format. We came on at 6 a.m. and told everybody that we had a dude that did a redneck accent.
Right.
And we had him come in and say that the station is no longer the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, it's now the Redneck Morning Show. And we all country all the time. And we just played country music for like 2 hours.
Right.
Play all country music. Man, folks was calling, the program director was calling, everybody was calling like, what the hell is going on? We don't change the hip hop station to a country station.
Man,
and didn't tell them what we were doing it. So yeah, we almost got in trouble. We really did get in trouble for that one. But
when it comes,
we were just doing crazy shit, man. It was just like whatever.
That's why I want to ask you, because I mean, you and Ricky Smiley, Eva, Gary, I don't know how y'all get stuff done with so many personalities and so much laughter. I don't know how y'all get stuff done. Secondly, your writing. Do you write every day, or do you have times when you write? Because you got a lot of segments and questions.
I am the writer for the show. Like Tom Jordan Morning Show, he had 6 or 7 writers. Steve Harvey's show has 4 or 5 writers. We have me. I write church announcements. I used to write Maternity Test Tuesday. I write the man law. I write all my bits, man law, news you can't use, Battle of the Sexes, all of that is my responsibility. That's what I do. And I write, I write some of the commercials and stuff like that. So they use me for that because basically I'm in there as Ricky's, I know his voice. And when you talk about, on a lot of shows, you might have somebody who's close to the main person, right, that understands how they speak and how they think and what they think. Like, he trusts me because as one of the associate producers on the show, I'm responsible for helping to put content on the show. So if I see something that I think is funny, I can take it to the other producers and say, hey, we're gonna play this. Like at the top of the hour, we play the little songs or the little comedy clips or whatever, the little funny clips. Right. Like I picked, like me and Ricky picked most of that stuff out. Right. And he trusts me that if I pick out something, it's gonna be good, that he gonna like it. Right. So that's part of the job too of being the head writer, is just to be able to pick out stuff that I know he's gonna like, to pick out guests that I know are gonna work, to write commercials in the way that he can read them and it sounds natural, because I've been around him longer than anybody else. Right. So I know his voice. I know how he, I know what word, like when I write church announcements. Right. I know what is gonna sound funny coming out of his mouth. Right. Right. Because I've been around him a long time. So I know what's going to make him laugh. And because I know what's going to make him laugh, it makes it easier for him to do it. And it sounds more natural. Right. So when he's doing it, it sounds like, damn, he just thinking of it off the top of his head, because I know exactly how he thinks. Right.
Is there, I know this might be saying office, but I hear some people say there's a certain place they need to write it to get more focus. Do you have a certain area you need to write it, or you just go in and just?
No, I do everything in the studio.
Wow.
I go in. When I'm in Dallas, I started probably about 4:10, 4:15, and so that when we open up the mics at 5:00, everything is done. Like by 4:45, when I'm in Dallas, everything has to be on the paper, on the show, on the run of the show. Everything has to be done by 4:45. In Atlanta, of course, 5:45. Everything has to be done. 6:00, we on the air. Right. And we just go. But I prep some stuff the night before. Like sometimes I'll do news you can't use the night before or a couple of days before. It just depends. If I think of something I think is funny, and then of course there's that. Yeah.
I see you, Black Tony. Listen,
Of course, there's that.
Absolutely. But how you deal with your co-host, Black Tony? Anyway, I mean, how do y'all deal?
That's my cousin.
Yeah, how do y'all deal? How you deal with your cousin? He never comes.
Hey man,
how y'all keep him employed?
I promised his mama I would do my best to help him out. Helped him get a job, and right. He has just disappointed me every day since I helped him get that job. And he got. Let
me tell you one thing about Tony. He had the best excuses. I'm talking
this
about
this Negro done called and said he was dead. He done called and said he was pregnant.
He called one time. He woke up. I think he called one time and said he was locked in the trunk.
Yeah, he was locked in the trunk of the car. He was stuck on top of the ceiling fan. I mean, he come up with all kind of shit.
Right. So,
but you know, hey man, we trying to help the young brother out, man. We just trying to
absolutely.
And he gave me this T-shirt when he was on his comedy tour, man.
He actually
gave me the T-shirt and said, "Hey man," he said, "You the closest person to me on this show."
Hey, tell him.
He said when I look at myself, I see you.
Hey, tell him.
I said, yeah, but I go to work every day.
Hey, tell him if you see him shoot the Good Guy one. I love that shirt, man.
That's why you don't never hear us on the air together. Because when he come on, I be so disgusted. I don't even want to be in there.
Man, hey, listen. So you know it's Council Coach. You know Council Coach lurking around the corner. And with you being a writer and a stand-up comedian, how have you adjusted to coaching? Because some things you can't say. You know how that.
Yeah. I mean, it's something. Yeah, some things you can't say.
You're 20-year vet. You 20-year vet. What you could say 20 years ago, you probably couldn't say it now.
Yeah, you could say the F word, not. You could say the derogatory term for gay people. You could say that when I first started.
Right.
That not say it now. I mean, some people still say it now, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm conscious. I'm just conscious. I still just talk about whatever I talk about. Because my comedy is really kind of like a lot of stuff just comes off the dome. Like I don't really. I have some stuff in my head. I don't write anything, but I have some stuff in my head. But a lot of it is off the dome and just what I'm thinking about that day. But I never really got in trouble a lot with that kind of stuff because, I mean, I'm typically, I don't know. I just have, as a writer and as being in the communications game for so long, I just have a sense of where not to go and what not to. It's certain water I just ain't dipping my foot in because it ain't working. Like we talked about the whole Whoopi Goldberg thing, last week and this week. I'll say what I gotta say, but I don't go too far into it. You know what I mean? Because I already know. You know what? And sometimes it's better to just go on and just be quiet.
Yeah,
let that shit ride.
Sometimes you got to look and observe. Just look and observe. You don't have to.
Well, you got to read the room, man. It's called reading the room, and knowing when things are going a certain way. Then you might want to stay away from that. You ain't got to speak out on everything. You ain't got to speak your mind on everything. Have your thoughts, but some thoughts are better kept in your mind and not really expressed.
So for Special K, where is home? Radio personality, writer, stand-up. Where you feel home at? Where is home? Where you at? Like you love being on the road. You love the radio. You love the writing. What do you feel like? Man, I could do this. This is home for me.
Probably on the air. More so. I used to like being on the road a lot. I don't like being on the road a lot now. And I'm not on the road a lot now. I might do 1, maybe 2 shows a month. Like I got a show tomorrow night. Like I don't like doing weekends no more. Like I used to like to do the weekend gigs where I'm at a club, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like
you think that changed because you got older, baby?
That plus that's probably the biggest thing, because the travel, like I'm back and forth between Atlanta and Dallas every other week. That's a lot of travel. Yeah. And it gets tiresome. And then to go Atlanta, Dallas, and then next week go to Cleveland, and then the following week go to Jacksonville, and the following week, it's just a lot. And it's a lot of work. And, you know, I'm doing pretty good to where I feel like it's not worth it to go to Jacksonville to pick up another, you know, however much money. Like,
let me ask you a question. Does the price can make you move? Like there's somebody say, you know, that certain weekend.
Yeah, because I did a show in a couple months ago that I normally wouldn't have done, but then the number when my booking agent called me and told me, said, you know what? I feel like I said, I don't really feel like working that weekend, but damn, okay. Yeah. You know, money move the needle. Money will change your attitude. But yeah, man. But no, I when I was young, see, you gotta understand, bro. I ain't no young dude. You know what I mean? I started off in the game. I was already like 32, 30. I was older when I started. I wasn't one of these 19-year-old, 18-year-old dudes that started off in the game. I was an older guy.
Right.
So yeah, I got my kids. I just got my life. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily need to be. If I'm going through the week, I don't need to be going through the weekend too. Yeah. Like if it's a one-nighter, if I can go somewhere and do a Thursday or a Friday or a Tuesday or something like that. Like somebody actually wanted me to come to Greenville and do something on a Tuesday night, and I said, well, I could go up there. You know, I would do that. I would do like a Tuesday night, but I ain't doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right. You just connect.
That ain't happening. I ain't trying to be up there for. Because I get bored too, man. That's the thing people don't think about when you're on the road, bro.
Yeah.
If you go to Cleveland or Columbus, Ohio for 4 days, you're only working 4 hours out of them 4 days. So that's a lot of hours. You ain't got shit to do. You just
you gotta be
sitting in the hotel, walking around in the mall. You know,
I'm pretty sure you gotta be disciplined because you got a lot of free time.
Yeah, you really do have to be disciplined, and it's just, you know, I'm good on that. I'm good. You ain't gonna see too many times. I go to Cleveland once a year.
Yeah.
I go to Arlington, Texas once a year. I might go to Columbia, South Carolina, the comedy club there.
Yeah.
And I like Charlotte or something like that.
Yeah.
But I might do 4 cities throughout the year. Yeah. Other than that, it's just spot dates. And sometimes I do dates with Ricky. You know, like I went to Fort Lauderdale with him a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I just went down there. I just jumped on the show. I wasn't booked to be on the show. I just jumped on there and hosted Friday and Saturday night. But even then, he did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did Friday, Saturday, and left.
Yeah.
I ain't staying out here and doing. I'm not doing all the show.
Yeah.
So I just got my little change and dip.
Yeah.
I'm most comfortable in that radio studio to answer your question.
No, yeah. So I was going to get to that because you was talking about your family and how you're more comfortable, obviously being more home. How is Special K as a father being at home? You know, we just kick back. Like, how is it? If you wanted to get
I'm an amazingly great father. I think my kids would all.
I believe it.
I'm looking to see if my wife in the background.
I believe.
No, she would say, no, I take pride in the fact that I got 5 kids, and they're all grown now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from 32 down to 18. So, I mean, you know, it ain't no perfect. There ain't no handbook to parenting. You know, every parent, you do the best. Hey, you just do. When you get to this age, when you get to this point, your kid grown, you realize that your parents didn't know what the fuck they was doing either. They were just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? They were just, you know, when you little, you think your parents know everything. Then when you get grown, like that.
I agree.
Hell, they know they were doing. They were just trying to figure it out. Because now that's all you doing.
Absolutely.
But my kids are good. You know, my kids are good. And I really enjoy them. Like they are truly they're people I like them. I really like them. Like they are fun people.
Right.
And they're funny. Right. They're funny people. They all got a funny gene in them. So
yes.
I like the fact that they're fun, they're funny.
Who would you say the funniest?
Laugh every day.
Who would you say, you got 5, who would you say the funniest? Damn.
Funniest? That's tough, man. All of, like really, we could do a reality show, bro. Like if I wasn't concerned about some of the things that go along with that, I would definitely do a reality show. Like my family is very entertaining. Like they're very funny. There's not one that's my youngest son, he's really funny. My oldest son is funny. Then I got 3 daughters in the middle, and each one of them is funny, but they all have a different style of funny.
Yeah.
Like they're all witty. They're all, you know, they're all really smart and quick with it.
Right.
They send me stuff on the phone all day to have me laughing. And they just, you know, each one of them is shit talkers. You know, they roast the hell out of me. They love roasting me. Like that's a sport. They love roasting me. Like I'm the butt of all their jokes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they don't go too far with it because I'm also Mr. Cash Out. So but they know when to turn it down.
Yeah, I gotta chop myself, and I realize as they get older, I'm nothing else but a bank. Because that's the only time they call me. We have something. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. I'm special ATM to them, not special K.
Yeah. So what's next for Special K? What's next? What's your goal? What's next for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show? What's Rick? What's next?
Well, I mean, I just signed a new contract for 3 more years. And so he signed, thank you. He signed one for 5 and I signed one for 3. He has a podcast network affiliated with his new contract. So he's going to be putting that together, and I'm going to be, I think, instrumental in that.
Wow.
Got some big things lined up for the whole Black Tony character, the whole franchise of Black Tony.
Yes.
I think we're going to be moving into the animation side of that. And just putting him into some different situations, using his talent. For right now, I'm just gonna keep working. I mean, I'm just gonna keep working the morning show. Keep doing what I'm doing. I got some other business interests outside of that. That's starting to really. So, yeah, man. So I had hoped to be retired by now, but that plan been pushed back just maybe about a year. So I can't really leave right now because I can't leave them hanging.
Right.
If I left right now, it would be like I would be like, you know, pulling a Tom Brady. Like I still got a lot left in the tank. So I don't need, even though I'm old in the game, but I got a lot left in the tank. So I don't know, man. That's a great question, to be honest. Shit, you made me think about something I hadn't even thought about. What is next? I have no idea, bro. I don't really do long-term plans, which is probably not a good thing, but I don't know, man. I'm just taking it as it comes, man.
So 20 years in the game plus writer. I mean, you got a lot of hats. Before I let you go, I always want to give informative information because this is what part of my podcast is about. For any young up-and-coming comedian that's maybe watching this, a writer watching this, is any informative information that you may give, any good advice that Special K has to offer for the younger generation coming up in the game?
Stage time is important. watch enough vets to really learn and understand how to do this. Anybody that's been doing this for 10 years or less don't really focus on paying them attention. Focus on the vets, man. It takes 10 years to get really good in this shit. I don't care what nobody say. It takes 10 years. If you ain't willing to put 10 years in, it takes 10. You might get popular closer to, earlier than 10 years, because what the internet situation did is it accelerated that 10-year window. Because when I first started, your first 3-4 years was pretty much going to be garbage. Right. And you wasn't going to get paid for a lot of it. Like I worked, I think 2-3 years before I started, making any kind of. So, it was a lot of paying your dues. Yeah, but now it's not like that, because now you can get popular on the internet and you can kind of jump the line. Right. But if you really want to be good at it as a craft, truly as a craft, you need to watch the veterans, man. Watch the Bill Bellamy's, watch the Bruce Bruces, the Earthquakes, the Arnez J's, the Samores, all these people that I watch coming into the game that really know how to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? And not just black comics. You watch the white comics too, the Louis C.K.'s, the Dave Chappelle. Like you watch everybody that. It's like if you're going into the NFL, man, you don't want to, if you're a receiver going in the NFL, you're not going to learn much from watching Cooper Kupp. Yeah, he's a talented receiver, but you're going to learn a lot more watching tapes of Randy Moss and Jerry Rice and people like that. Yeah. You're a D-back. You want to watch Deion Sanders and Champ Bailey and Rod Woodson and them guys. You don't want to watch the guys who've been in the league 2 years because they don't know the game yet.
Right.
But hey, and get your internet game up. I'm not even gonna lie. That's what it is now.
That's what it is. Social media, that platform is what it is.
Put time in getting get your content up on your social media, man. Get your YouTube, your Facebook. There's money to be made out there. There's money to be made out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So make sure you put that content out there too.
I'm trying to make it. Yeah. But thanks again, man, for that information. Because I know a lot of young upcoming comedians. I've actually interviewed some of them from the Greenville area, and they would love that tidbit of information, man. Because knowledge is power, and you definitely giving it. You listen. The next time you're in the area, you you got a good guy. I know they probably gonna hit you up again to come down, because we got the Boston car. Then we got Greenwood Downtown Comedy Zone. I know they would love to have you again, man. Come back around.
It's been some years. It's been some years since I've been there.
We listen to you on the radio all the time. So that's
It's been some years since I've been to Greenville, but it's only probably about an hour and a half from my house.
Yeah,
to Greenville. So it's something I could definitely. Yeah. If the opportunity comes, I'll definitely, pop through there. That's something I would do for a weekend. I would probably kick it up there for a weekend.
All right, one more time. Your favorite restaurant in Atlanta right now? Mine is the Slutty Vegan, pescatarian. So mine is the Slutty Vegan. What is yours? Sunday.
Damn.
Sunday evening.
That's a good question.
I mean, what's good?
What's my favorite restaurant? She talking about her, yeah. Talking about her.
It's no longer.
What's my favorite restaurant? Outback. I like Outback.
And what's that on Fletcher Parkway?
I like Outback, and it's a little soul food spot that I like in the hood. I like ghetto soul food. I like hood soul food where you go in there and the people ain't necessarily nice, but they food good.
Yeah.
Like they might not speak to you when you come in, and the lady might be like, "Baby, you need to go on and order now. What you want? What you want?" They rushing you through. I like them kind of restaurants, but that score on the wall might be a little bit low.
Yeah,
but hey, but that food be busting. I can't even think of the name of. Mo Better Chicken. Yeah, that's
Mo
I
Better
like
Chicken.
Mo Better Chicken. Yeah,
That's
my
what it
family
is. That's
like
what
it.
it is.
Like
I got. When I come to Atlanta, I gotta come try it out, man.
Yeah, check out Mo Better Chicken, man. They got seafood. You say you pescatarian, they got seafood.
Yeah. I gotta stay away from that beef, that chicken, that pork, man. It's rough out there for that, man. But
Yeah, it is.
thanks again. Thank you so much for stopping by talking with the guy, man. This is your boy. You got anything else to say, man? There it is.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm glad I could get this one in.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm just getting off a flight.
And, I've been DMing you for about a whole year, 2 years, man. And I'm glad I got it done.
Damn,
man.
it's been that long?
Yeah, man. I was DMing Facebook, messaging, your booking. I was trying everything. I was reaching out.
Damn, so I ain't realized I had big time. I wasn't
you
trying
good.
to big time you, man.
You're good. Sometimes it's hard to get celebrities' attention, man. That's all it is, man. That's all it is, man. But thank you so much.
I am the most famous person in my house. So.
Thank you so much, man.
I'm solidly on the D list. So.
Thank you so much. There it is, man. Special K in the building, man. Thanks, man. Thanks. You know what it is. This your boy, Mark.
Hey, man. Put out my social media, man. Special K913 on Instagram. And Special K913 on YouTube. And Carl Douglas comedian on Facebook. Follow those pages, man.
You better follow it. You better do it. Like you said, man. This is your boy in the building. It's your boy, Mark Goodman, aka the voice box of the block. And we out. Appreciate it, brother.
Peace out.
No matter the topic, whatever it is, then you know that we got you. We spread the knowledge. We talk about politics, even the gossip. You can hear us on Spotify or tune in to YouTube. You even can watch us. I know we got haters. I can promise you one thing that we never stopping. It's the Good Guy Podcast. I ain't bragging, but we are the greatest. It's the Good Guy Podcast.